So I don't know. He may never let me wear perfume again. And like I said, I think he purposely did not tell me whether it was either or, because maybe he knows that there's potential for you to make that a substitute again, So I'm not going to tell her whether it's certain perfumes or just get rid of it. That was the instruction. That was always the instruction. Just get rid of it. But another thing I was thinking about this whole week when it came to that was just our perspective when it comes to God calling us to surrender certain things and people. We always see it as God taking our stuff away from us. Or why can't I have it? And that ain't fair. It's not that everything's evil. Why can't I just pray over it and pray against the spirit and keep it? And well, for one, if it is in fact evil and God told you that specifically, he's not even trying to hear all of that. We need to understand that things start in the spirit realm before they even, gravitate themselves or make themselves uh here in the natural. So if something is wicked in origin, it's gonna always be wicked. Now I don't know if it's all fragrances. He hasn't told me that, but as far as I know, I won't be buying anymore because I'm not even sure. I don't think he even wants to answer me because he doesn't want me to go buy anymore. So I don't know if it's certain ones or not. He hasn't told me that. But if something is evil and God has confirmed that it is in fact contaminated spiritually, it don't matter what your reasons are for using it or how much you really liked it. God sees it's all about spiritual law. All of existence is about spiritual law and the war that's going on here. We don't have time to philosophize about why something is okay or why is it wrong. Sometimes you ain't got time to question. Just obey and that's it. It's that simple. But we always feel like God is taking stuff away from us, and it's not that he's taking stuff away from you. God can see your heart a lot more clear. Everything is laid before him. Everything. The Bible says that hell is even before the Father. So he can see that that thing is an idol to you. You may not be able to see it. He can see that you're using all these things or all these people in your life as a substitute to fill a void that only he can fill. He doesn't like that because he wants all of you. So he's helping you. You don't see it as help. You get angry. I got angry. You don't understand, well, I know I'm a Christian and I'm not of the world, but why can't I have certain things? And yes, that's not God's heart. God's trying to protect you. He's trying to heal you. He doesn't want you to be subconsciously dependent on things here when he's about to burn all of it up. So there's really no point in you fretting or complaining and whining about why can't I do this, God? Why can't I have this? It's not fair. It's not, you're gonna have all this stuff in heaven. I mean, don't even worry about stuff that's down here. And I think he also just wants to get you to a place where you don't care about anything but him. Because really, living in this world, that's the only thing that's going to keep you and protect you from the world not stealing your heart. If you have a heart that only cares about God and gaining God, Satan can't tempt you with nothing. Nothing. And it's not to say that God won't give you those things, but if somebody is truly a woman or a man after God's own heart and their only desire, they may have other subtle desires, other, extra desires, like branches and stuff. But if he's the main one, all they care about is growing with him, getting to know him, becoming more intimate with God. It don't matter whether he put them in the wilderness, a season of elevation, or a season of prosperity. It don't matter which seasons it is. It could be the winter, summer, spring, fall seasons of God. All the different seasons. It don't matter because that person is excited for each season because they know somehow I'm going to gain or learn a different attribute about God in this season. That's how they see that. So Satan can only tempt you with material things. He can't tempt you with wanting God. So that's your safeguard right there. God was protecting your heart and gave you instruction right there. The first commandment, love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. That was your safety net right there. If you obey that one commandment, the world can't have your heart. Satan can't tempt you with nothing because you're obeying the first commandment already. I don't care about anyone else except him. You can't tempt me with anything because I don't want anything. You can't offer me anything. I know you don't want me to have God, so you can't offer that to me. So he's just pretty much out of luck when it comes to that. So It was very sobering for me. It was stuff I already knew. I made videos about years ago, but it had to be renewed in me, like reminding me what this walk is all about. Even though it was just body sprays, it's still like, it still opened up my eyes to how this walk is a continuous cycle of surrender. The more you grow, the more that you develop in Christ, you're always going to be called to surrender something new. That's why people don't always get the same convictions that others may get at the same time. They're not on the same level of maturity. I believe that too. He recently revealed that to me with that situation. So it makes you not want to set your heart on anything to want it. Like, that's honestly what this has done for me. When I found out I had to throw that away, I was like, you know what? It almost seems like it's not safe to want anything. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to buy any. I'm not going to buy any more perfume. I can't. I don't want to get, because I just hate going through this with him. I hate, like, I feel like it's definitely like a growth thing. I don't think it's anything wrong, because I didn't even know they were evil, until he just told me. So I just hate there always being this thing where I like something so much, or someone, so much to the point when he tells me to, let it go, I get upset, and it forms this wedge between me and him, which is my life. He is my life. So I just get tired of going through it all the time. So I was like, I'm going to just play it safe and just not want anything. I don't want money. If you want to give it to me, that's great. But do I want it? No, I don't. I'm done. I just hate going through that. So you should just play it safe and just deny yourself altogether. Just don't deny yourself everything. Don't feel like you deserve anything but God. That's really the only thing that you're always going to be assured to always get, because he's never going to leave you or forsake you. Everything else here really depends on a lot of things. And the main thing it depends on is whether he wants to give that to you. And even if he did, the fact that your heart is set on that, it has room to steal your heart from him. So you're safe just not wanting anything here. You really have to die to this world for it to just lose its power over you. Your treasure in this life should only be Jesus. I understand you may not be there yet. like I say, it's been exposing my heart to me lately. He revealed to me how money is an idol for me right now. So it's a lot of stuff that's just coming up. You can't have that in your heart when Jesus comes back. You can't have that in your heart when persecution begins, because it's, and I said it so many times, there's so many Christians, they say, oh, I'm gonna, live for Christ. They can kill me, and, I don't care, and they can go ahead and just chop my head. You say that, but if God can reveal to me something that was in my heart that I didn't even see, how many things are in your heart or other Christians' hearts that they can't see, idols that they have that they're completely oblivious to? It's finally going to come up and resurface at that moment where you are about to get persecuted. And this whole time in your mind, you thought, no, I'm going to die for Christ. I love God. But those idols in your heart say, no, you're going to beg for your life. You're probably going to take the mark as well. That's why God is really trying to cleanse us of idols right now. Because sometimes it's not really how much devoted you are to God. It's just idols that weigh you down. Those idols in your heart, I'm telling you, they will be the death of you when that time comes. You do not want to be in a situation to where your flesh is reigning over your spirit. You don't know Christ intimately, because when it comes to that time, it's going to be a lot of Christians are not going to make it. They think they are. Don't deceive yourself. Please don't. Die as much as you possibly can before it even gets to that point. If God is truly your heart's desire over everything else, it won't matter when it comes time for you to die, because that only means that you get to experience him for who he is now. You're about to go home with him. You don't care about nothing here. You don't care about your life, your body, your flesh. Take it. We can say that, but yet you still have idols. Your idols are going to answer for you in the day of persecution and bloodshed, not your mouth. Your heart is. Things that are in your heart that you can't even see, but God can see it. It's a stumbling block, and that's why he's always bringing it up to us to get rid of it. You think this doesn't have any power over you now because you're not really walking or applying any of it right now. Some stuff God shows me about myself in dreams is so subconscious to the point where I'm just like, I don't even think about this every day. Like, how is this possibly in my heart? But it's there. And like I said, the opportunity represented itself. That treasure in your heart that's way down in the bottom of the sea is going to come right back up if you are in that atmosphere for something like that to happen. It's definitely going to happen. God's not showing you that for no reason. It's something that you need to take care of and get out of your heart. So, it's very sobering. I mean, it's great that God does choose to bless us with friends and marriage and things. You know, he definitely prospers his people while we're here because we're still on this earth. So he still blesses you with money, you know, and cars and all that stuff if he wants to. But honey, I would receive that with a grain of salt. To be honest, that's what he wants anyway. I think God would actually give Christians a lot of stuff. I think he would actually give a lot of Christians the benefit of being rich. I really do believe that. If he saw in your heart that it didn't matter to you. So he can give you as much as he wants to give you because it's never going to really take, it's never going to take precedence over your heart, more than him. But yeah, so anything that God wants to give you, just don't even this is where I'm at right now. I feel like I'm in a place of fragility where I'm just kind of like looking around, like paranoid, like I don't want to look at nothing. Like I'm done. I want nothing. Like, please just don't. No. I'm so scared. I'm scared to want anything because I don't want it to come between me and God. I really don't. And then have to go through this season again of the conviction and the steps of refusing. It just gets really old. I'm just tired of it. So literally just make God your life. Don't care about anything else. But if he does give you God ordained friendships in a marriage, that's beautiful. Definitely, if he gives you a promise and he's assured you several times that, this is yours, and yeah, you can, I guess, kind of throw that in there with it. But I wouldn't love that thing more than God. It's dangerous to do that. We see what he did with Abraham and his son. Abraham was waiting on that promise for years. God built his faith up in that promise for a long time and then called him to sacrifice his son. So when I read that, I get scared. Like, man, like, it just goes to show you, even if God promises you something and it comes to pass, you still don't want to make that thing an idol because he could take it away any day. So be careful. Be very careful. It's not a good feeling. I feel like, it's not just me. Every Christian has to feel, we all have to go through this season of surrender and just, feeling like it's hard. It's really hard to die to certain things, especially when God has taken all your toys away from you that you were using to feel like alive or just satiated spiritually or soulish wise. It's not a good feeling. It really puts you in a dark place of just lack. And sometimes God will bring Christians down to that point just so you can see him. So it happens, and it's very necessary. I don't get angry with him at all because he wants you. He wants you all to himself, and he's trying to help you. He cares about you so much that he's willing to take those things away from you to save you. Seriously. You don't want to be like the rich man in hell. Like, it's just too much stuff here that just holds our hearts, and it's not safe. It ain't safe out here in these streets. It's not. The world is not safe. I don't care how saved you are. Like, you can be in the most holiest, purest company and still have idols in your heart over things that's here. You don't want that. Just forget about all of it. I know this is true that I was afraid when he told me that. Because sometimes I want to be so intimate with him to the point where I want to pray things like, God, if you see anything in my future that could possibly, just send me to hell or really just, steal my heart away from you, don't even give it to me. I don't pray that because of fear. That's proof that you have idols. You may not even know what the idols are, but the fact that you can't even surrender and pray a prayer like that, like, why are you afraid, Wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want God to keep you from certain things or certain privileges if it was a possibility that it could steal your heart away? You should pray something like that. Oh, man. Yeah, indeed. Like, it just opened up my eyes. Like, man, like, salvation is for all men, but this is why a lot of people are not going to make it into the kingdom. It's not for everybody. It's not. It requires you to give up too much. And some people can't handle that. They can't. And every time I feel that with something new he tells me to surrender, it reminds me of that fact all the time. And it humbles you because it's like we always feel like we have to force people to get saved and force them into the kingdom. Don't do that. It's dangerous to do that. I said this in an older video, how sometimes God doesn't reveal himself to certain people when we pray, because he knows that even if he did do that, they still wouldn't respond to him. And now you just made them accountable to a higher revelation that they're going to have to be punished for in hell. It's better that they never knew than for them to know and still continue to walk in disobedience. So yeah, with every new thing that he requires me to surrender, I died that much more, but it is also sobering to me in the sense that I see this is not for everybody. I think it's very selfish and inconsiderate for you to force Christ upon somebody who in their heart of hearts really don't want him. Because this walk is not for every Christian. Every Christian cannot just live a life where they just surrender to God everything, lose their children, their whole life, career, whatever it may be for you, whatever. I mean, it's just the point, like, you have to give up everything for God. Some people cannot do that. It's too painful. It's hard to accept that you live in an illusion that you're so comfortable in that God wants to pretty much destroy. Like, he wants to destroy this illusion. This is a matrix that you're in. This stuff isn't real. All of y'all are under a spell. You're under witchcraft. This whole world is just fashioned to keep you blinded and to keep you in a consistent state of just blindedness, really. Everybody's under a spell. We're comfortable in that spell, though. It's all we know. So you have God like shattering all that and just pretty much just like it's just like the movie The Matrix. And Morpheus like showed Neo what it really looked like, and he was just like, he couldn't handle it. He was like, no, this isn't real. Like, this is not the real world. It can't be, but it is. It's not real. I felt the same thing when I went to the mall one day last year, and I went early in the morning where nobody was there. And I went in the mall, and it felt so vacant. And for the first time, I got a chance to see how this is just a building full of stuff. You'll be surprised how the people and their spirits and their energies make up an atmosphere. I think that's why they make malls like that, because you're really not, I promise you, go do it one day. Go to the mall, go somewhere where nobody's there. And I promise you, you will not feel as compelled to buy something from that store that you've been looking at for a whole week as strongly as you are when a whole bunch of people are around. I think the higher ups know that certain energies, because I mean, everybody's under mind control anyway. That's why they play music in stores. It gives off a certain vibe. And then everybody's there with their spirits and we're all just kind of around each other. It makes the place a little bit more lively and exciting so you can buy something. But when I went there that day and there was nobody at the mall, I was just looking around like, wow. Like, it's just stuff. Even the clothing, I was like, this is just stuff. Just sitting there on the racks. It has no value. It has no purpose until people come and give it value because they want it so bad. It's crazy. But God has to do that. He has to dishevel. He has to do all that stuff. He has to unravel all that stuff in your heart for you to see stuff for what it really is. He told me that stuff was scented water in a $14 bottle. It's not gonna last forever, for one. I think he was already kind of setting this up, because before he told me that there was a Jezebel spirit behind those fragrances, my Amber Romance from Victoria's Secret. Was it Victoria's Secret? Yeah, it was. Amber Romance. That was the strongest fragrance that I had up there, was Amber Romance. And one day I went to spray it, and it was like the smell, like the potency of it had just disappeared. I didn't know what happened to it. And I had to Google, like, can perfumes expire? Like, I didn't know what happened, because literally like a few days ago I used it, it was fine. But all of a sudden, it just, like, I don't know if it was the alcohol or what it was, but in my other perfumes that I bought that same day, they don't smell like that. But Amber Romance, the most potent, strongest one out of all of them up there, just disappeared. It just smelled like diluted brown sugar. Like, it didn't even have the rich amber scent in there, and I had to throw it away. I was like, well, that's weird. So how did that just happen like that? And I think God, I didn't see it at the time, but I think God probably just did that to show me, like, the main one that was the strongest to you. He's showing you even that is still water. It does not last. And we look at this stuff like we always like, covet, or we, set our heart on these different things in the world. Oh, I want this mansion, or I really want to get to the top so I can live this kind of lifestyle and have all these cars and have all this, like, it's just stuff. It really is just material stuff. People give it value. It may not even be worth that much. I highly doubt that it really costs $14 to get some liquid, throw some alcohol up in there, maybe some scented, and make a perfume bottle, and they sell it for what, $200. Like, no. It really is just stuff. It's stuff. It could benefit you, yes. It's nice to have, yes, that's true. But if you feel that vacancy that I felt when I was in the mall that day when nobody was there, I saw it for everything it really was. It's just stuff. That's it. And it's crazy how people put this stuff before their creator. I think for people to kind of wake up, you really would have to have them in a place where they're probably just like in this room alone by themselves, no phone, no anything. Just very silent, like solitude, for them to really see and kind of break out of that spell that the higher ups kind of put over you. They do it well. They really do. They got the media. They have the great advertising. I mean, Bath and Body Works sends you, I gotta unsubscribe from them. Bath and Body Works sends you emails like every freaking day. So they got their advertising, they got the music that they play in their stores, they got everything perfect to come off enticing and seducing so you can get this stuff. If you were to take all this stuff away, you would see it's not even remotely close. It's not, it doesn't meet the hype at all. It's just stuff. It really is just stuff. I keep saying that, but it really is. It's just stuff. There's so many more things that you could be focused on and chasing, like God, in a relationship with Him, loving each other. That's never going to happen. It's going to be an antichrist spirit. It's going to be the counterfeit version of that very soon. But yeah, imagine if this whole world just loved God. Everybody was just filled with the Holy Spirit and weren't fearful of loss or rejection that really kept them from loving other people or opening up to other people. We just loved each other, just shared all the time, and the law of sowing and reaping and giving and receiving was just in effect, and you really didn't care about. I promise you, if that was here in the earth, people would not care about stuff as much as we do in this world. We would not. We don't have that through other people. We're afraid of people. So we have to be dependent on stuff to feel superior to people or to feel like we're worth something. If everybody just had a humble, pure love for everybody, we wouldn't even really care about that stuff like that. It'd just be a world full of just love, really. Like the kingdom. That's what the kingdom is. It's just love and servitude. So, I guess it's just like the witchcraft that God is really just trying to break us out of when he really just tells you to kind of die to stuff like that, because it's a part of the illusion. You don't want to be like the world. I'm not saying it's wrong to shop. I'm just saying, like, people who are lost, the regular everyday life is the witchcraft. You don't want to be like them. And we can say that, but you really gotta let that get in your heart and see stuff for what it really is. It's just stuff. We always say, oh, we're just passing through, but you don't believe that. You don't live like you're just passing through. You be splurging like everybody else lost be splurging. So it's, it's a part of the matrix. It's a part of the distraction to keep you blinded upon what's really important. So you can set your heart on stupid stuff that don't even matter. It's not even going to be here in the next few years. Like iPhones. I hate iPhones. Why do y'all have to come up with an upgrade for an iPhone every freaking 6 months to a year? It's not necessary. I hate that. iPhone, Apple is like, it's a perfect example of everything I'm talking about right now. People give this stuff their value. If it's so valuable, why do you have to make an upgrade so soon, right after the last one just came out? Now they want the iPhone 7. Then they gonna want the iPhone 8. Then they gonna want the iPhone, like, okay, whatever happened to the iPhone 4? I thought that was great. Wasn't that really? It's not real. It's all a part of the illusion. It's just advertising. And they be the exact same thing. You see how they can just mind screw you like that? You think you're getting something better. Probably they just tweak maybe a couple things and that's it. And I hate iPhone anyway. I like having memory cards. So I'm one of those, what they call them when they have those movies about the end of the world and there's just those oddballs. I'm one of the oddballs. It just kind of looks like, what's the hype? Like, I don't even like iPhone. I think iPhone is stupid. It's just like, I'm an Android girl all day, every day. I'm sorry. I just don't think iPhone is really that good or special like that. But, so yeah, that's the world that you live in. I don't want to make this extremely long like the other one, but I'm like actually about to go watch The Matrix right now because I just love. It's just so sobering to me. It's important to continue just to remind yourself of stuff like this, especially as a Christian. Your little toy house that you live in every day, you better not ever have the nerve to put that before God or anything that's here. It's temporary. They can put it in some pretty packaging, like these gel pens. These gel writers pens, they have a nice variety of colors and a lot of nice shades, but the ink runs very fast. Now, this was a gift to me for my birthday. I didn't buy this. I was going to buy this set. It's about $27 online, plus tax and all that, you know. But just look how nice they really just, package it, and the packaging they put it in and how it's all pretty and sparkly, and it don't even last you a good 2 or 3 days if you're really using that one pen consistently. Walmart's, I finally found out what brand it was. It was Right Dudes. Right Dudes Walmart gel pens last way longer than these gel pens. But I just said it to say it really is just a part of the advertising. You put something in a pretty packaging, make it look good. It's not everything is cracked up to be. It's just stuff. A lot of people are like that. People have a lot of pretty packaging. They're all caked up in the makeup and the hair weave, and they're so empty and lost inside. You get nothing when you date them, except the superficial version of somebody else they're trying to emulate, and that person don't even know who they are. So you get nothing. You've got nothing, okay? If you don't have somebody as a real spirit and a real soul, especially if they have no relationship with God, you have nothing. Don't even waste your time. They look good, and that's it. They can't offer you anything else spiritually. Nothing. No type of life, substance. They're just here to look pretty. Same goes for guys as well. So yeah, it's just been a very humbling past couple of weeks. I just had a dream encountering some marine spirits. They've been the ones who've been oppressing and attacking me and tormenting me for the past couple of weeks. And I just finally had to tell them, I don't want to go into too much detail, but I was talking to them directly. I don't know what kind of spirits marine spirits are. I don't know if they're fallen angels. When I was talking to them, I pay attention because sometimes I like to pick with demons in dreams. I pay attention to how they respond or react when I make certain comments like, will you abandon God, but I'm not going to. They don't care. I have no idea what kind of spirits these are, but the setup of the dream was basically everything that I would love. Janae, somebody had an iPod where Janae Aiko was playing. I used to listen to Janae's music. I always thought her music was real chill, just really relaxing. Everybody around me were very pretty. Like, don't take this the wrong way. They kind of look like me. It's very strange how Jezebel does that. Like, it was a lot of women that was kind of like, light skin or brown skin with hazel eyes. They're just very, it was like a very subtle witchcraft in that dream. But those were the people who were surrounding me. Somebody was playing Janae Aiko, and it was like everything that I had ever wanted or that spirit had ever used as an influence in my life was there in that dream. And those spirits, they always try to get you in dreams. They always try to, renew that covenant that you break once you repent or once you really break it through prayer. They always try to come back in a dream and get back in. Sex as well. If you're having sex in a dream or watching sex, they brought that up. I used to watch pornography. That's why I say anything. That's how I knew that certain things that I was seeing in that dream was definitely, if I didn't know before it was a Jezebel spirit, was definitely Jezebel. Because there was some type of sexual activity or some type of pornography that was going on in the dream. And I was watching it because it was before me. And something told me to just, I guess I kind of woke up and realized that this isn't real. Like this kind of like feels like a setup. When I turned around and one of the guys he was a marine spirit, he was just looking at me like, we got her. That's how he looked at me. And that's when I just kind of flipped, and it literally felt like I was in the Matrix because I knew I was in the spirit realm through a dream, but at the same time it was real. I just kind of woke up from the illusion. I had to tell them, I said, y'all leave me alone. I said, I don't want to watch Bad Girls Club. I don't want to watch reality TV. I don't want to watch pornography. And I was just naming all the stuff they were trying to get me. They were trying to get me comfortable. They literally were like friends. They were so nice to me. Like, those spirits are freaking crazy. And I was yelling at them. I was just like, I want to serve God. Just leave me alone. And I'm still learning about marine spirits, man. Like they're strange. Like they're not like your ordinary demons. Like I don't know where they came from. I don't. Like I know there's so many different kinds of angels that fell. I don't believe that marine spirits are one of them, simply because the way that when I interact with them in dreams, they just don't seem like, I don't know. And they look like people. I don't know if that's just a cover up, a flesh cover up, if they can morph into that, or if maybe they're a spirit who really do look like people, but they're also like fish. Because y'all remember my other dream where I said they were trying to recruit me in one dream. But yeah, because and they were really angry with me. It was just kind of like I had to finally tell them as persons, leave me alone. Like, why do y'all keep tormenting? I don't want this stuff. A lot of stuff they were trying to tempt me with, I didn't even really care about. It was just kind of there, like, okay, Janae Aiko, don't listen to her anymore. I was just kind of like, okay, it was the perfect setup for Brandy. It's like, we're trying to get her to just lust after one of these many things just to open a door again so we can get back in. And so once I kind of woke up from it, I was still in the dream, in the spirit, but I kind of realized that it was just a setup by demonic spirits. They've done that with me so many times. I started praying to God in the dream for protection and stuff, or just I think specifically I prayed for like a weapon and a gun popped up in my hand. I'm not being theatrical. I know this sounds very theatrical, but it was real. And I was shooting them. So at that point, God was definitely assisting me. He knew that I was aware of what was going on. It was just marine spirits who have been tormenting me. They're the reason I went to sleep earlier today. I just slept all day. Like I was under some type of spell or something. And